I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is October 28th, Monday, 2024. Hope you had a good day and a good weekend here. So, well, I didn't make a video Friday, so that was self-explanatory. I've already mentioned what we were doing on Wednesday and Thursday, which was to come up and to wipe out this liquidity here. So you got to watch that video so it makes sense, especially Wednesday, the 23rd of October, obviously, right? And we wanted to see, actually, let me just pull it up real quick. All right, so you'll see here that we talked about this on the 23rd. You see we had this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then we're pretty much trying to wipe out this, but keep going, obviously. But now that being shown, we got that. We got the pretty much. Now they wanted to come and look at these people, man. Fucking bastards. Look what they finally did it. They finally came to this 25%. We had this opening range gap that we had. So we went straight up, right? And then we got this. But now today, what's Monday? It's the next week. So we opened up with a big gap here and then we came back down. So let me delete this. But you can see that flow was there, what I just showed in the example in the previous YouTube video. But this is how they delivered it. But take a look here. You see we had a big, massive gap. We came up. We fell real short of this 50% of this wick right here, of this 10 a.m. on Friday, 4-hour candle right here. We were already rated Friday, so let's take a look real quick. Look at these mother. I know it. Look at you got look at X marks the spot. I mean, look at that beautifulness, dude. I couldn't even hold it no longer. I was just so exhausted of trying to hold this sell. But when you look at Friday here, I'll just show you on the 15-minute. You can see that we in pre-New York we bounced off the previous week's. Well, let me put it like this. Let me tell you which week that was. We're talking about Friday real quick. I'll try to make this video short. So we had Sunday, October 13th. That week gap is dragged out. Above that would be, which you see here, if you look on the 15-minute, this present past week's gap. So obviously the purple is this week's gap, which is last night. And then we have this other week gap here. That's last week's gap. The one below it here is the previous week of that, right? Okay, so now that we understand each other, we bounced off of that, and we also were on the bottom of the daily imbalance. Let me drag it over a little bit. See that? So here we're literally bouncing on the bottom of that, right? And then 9 o'clock, oh, I'm sorry, 9:30 just shoots off. Why are they shooting off like that on Friday? Because they want to come and take that liquidity out. They did. They come all the way up. They wipe all that out. And then beautiful day, dude. Friday was such a beautiful day. So push up. So we got a pump. You rarely get the pump in a day. You rarely get the pump first, then a dump. I go do the back testing. I mean, I can count them on. I don't even remember the last 2 or 3 in like months or something silly. But my gimmick is generally a dump then pump, right? But in this case, being Friday, being that they've already pushed, where my mouse go? Pushed all the way up and they want to attack this. That was why. That's why we got the pump first. When we got the pump, we came up. Look at this. Came all the way back below 9:30. Came right back into the opening range gap of last week. I'm sorry, of Friday. And when we opened up, we just took off. So they came back in, tagged the first 25%, pretty much wiped out all these buyers. And then we closed here. So now, present time, we gapped up today. We came up, we squeezed as much people as we can on the selling side. I mean, it's very obvious where they're going to attack. Okay, so who just made money? When we opened up, they gapped up, they left it open, and then you see those guys right there? You see that? You see this little swing here? Well, everyone who sold here, we have that sellers and that sellers. And yes, we have the high, but this was their minimum target today during pre-New York apparently. Right there, you see that? You see how we wiped out? I mention this all the time on my videos. They'll come and they'll try to target the people who got in at the last moment. This is not necessarily the last moment. This would be the last moment, like the momentum guys. But the skillful traders, you also have these swings, and they want to make sure that they clean up those people, right? So not a coincidence they stopped right here, okay? So I'm just saying all that to say, so we get a speaker forming. You can see it. So right here, you can see that we have this little origin of price, and then it's higher highs, higher lows, but it's all highs. And then take a look here. We do pre-New York. We come in. We wipe that liquidity. We push all the way back up. It's a nice speaker. See that? See that? So it pushes up, right? And they've already accomplished everything on the top side. So they came up to squeeze more out of people who were selling pre-New York at 6 o'clock. I'm talking about. And then they decided to, well, when the price is here at pre-930, you already know the opening range gap is going to be this big. You already know it. So what are we targeting? We're coming down for that 50%. But we also have other objectives, which is obviously this big ass fucking gap. Plus we have nested or coupled with it is the previous week's gap in the background. Now I'm going to go to the 1 minute real quick. Look at these motherfuckers. Oh my God. Fucking dicks. Anyways, it's beautiful at the same time. So here, now this is present time. Look at 9:30 here. So well, this is 9:30 right there. But pre 9:30, look what 9 o'clock does. 9 o'clock makes that high. Look at that right there. Bink. Right? She comes down. You have an invert. I mean, you can see this, right? You have that 856 dragged out, that inversion, bullish imbalance. And then we also have this 907 dragged out. Look at tagging it twice. Beautiful. I don't know what else you need. I mean, and then breaks down, and then you get this 922 tags in, comes down. You see this 925 tags in. Fucking beautiful. I mean, this day was gorgeous up until the rest of this shit here. But you'll see that we opened up, straight shot down. There's no reason to go up. We already got order flow. We've already attacked everybody on the left side. Now they want to come down and balance price to be fair, plus get some price action below this gap, plus the opening range gap. I mean, that's the agenda. It's even if it was bullish, you were, as far as where we go from this week, you expect the wick of the week of the bottom side of the actual candle to be printed. So when we opened up here, we never had no wick. It's just shot straight up. You know it's coming down. Hopefully this all makes sense. It's easy. But here you can see this 930. We came down. We push up, right? Look at this. Beautiful. So we get to push down first. We get to 50%, and then they dangle the carrot of the opening range. They do that shit on purpose, right? You're in a 2 to 2.5 right there as well, as you can see where I did the swing projection. And then you'll get a retrace. And what is this? I talk about this all the time, but this is a sell, buy, sell. All right, or dump and pump with another dump, right? But what do I need? I mean, I don't need much. I mean, I couldn't buy this because I don't like this dangling carrot. I'm not messing with these people, but I'm already in the trade right here at this sell here. But where am I taking it? You know the 50%. You already know I'm going to the 50%. Now after that, I got to sit on my hands. You want to wait for the 10 o'clock candle to come up. Okay, I'm not buying here, so I've got to let it sit back. And I understand that now we've made a lower low. Where's my lower high? I mean, again, I'm not gonna make this very complicating at all. This is probably ugly. I know. I'm sorry. Let me just do this real quick. See if I could do this. All right. So this is how the structure. All right. We came down. We broke. And then now 1030 is right here. So right here, this candle here. So right here when 1030 was, I'm talking about the 4-hour candle. Right. So the 10 o'clock opens up, and what do I expect? Well, I know I'm going to get a high resistance day. I know it's all this back and forth, choppy price action. There's no news today on Monday. You're going to get this type of thing where you miss your targets, or they don't go right to it. But here with 10 o'clock, I'm looking at this as a lower low, and where's my lower high? Well, I'm going to push up here. While we're pushing up, where's my lower high going to stop? Well, here, if you look on the indicator, I'm looking for some type of divergence. I'm looking for an overbought, and sure enough, here they did it shady. They didn't touch the overbought, but that's to show you it's more weaker. So what do? Well, we have this massive imbalance, number one. Number two, I have 50% of that. Number three, I have the background, this line right here. I have this is the midnight level. So I'm like, okay, let's go up to the midnight level. The price comes up here, gets very close. All right. And obviously we're coming back up to wipe out easy sellers too, right? And then, by the way, we have this green first imbalance for the New York Open, which is going to be the 941. That's dragged out. I want to see how that performs as well there. Well, anyways, the price pushes up here. I get this little overbought right here, but it's not really touching the overbought, and we're at 50%. So at this point, I'm like, are they going to just come right back to this candle here where we broke through? I was like, are they going to do that or not? And then we had the midnight level. Well, we came real close to it, and we didn't get it. So here, I end up taking the trade as soon as we go below the 50%. It was more like an impulse reaction, but it was still a good trade. It's still accomplishing what I need. Sometimes they'll dangle the carrot, not hitting that midnight level. Sure enough, it comes down. It stops here. And at the 50% of if you look at over here, you see the 50% here of the bearish imbalance on the daily that we're still stuck at, and then we have the 25% on the bottom. So I know these are the key levels here of the day, plus what we're discussing here of the opening range and the gaps down here. But anyways, we push up, we stop. See this little red line? That's that 50% of the bearish daily imbalance. So we stop right there, and then we start tagging back up. I'm like, oh shit! And I want to see us come below this 941 candle, and we end up not. We end up going back up. So this ends up being a loss. All right, no problem. Take the loss. It was break even anyway. But whatever. We push up, and then we get real close. If you look on a 5-minute. If I show you a 5-minute, this imbalance here on a 5-minute, it does get tagged. On the 1 minute, you don't see it, so it's like missing. It's missing by like a it was missing by like a quarter tick, or like a 1 tick. So 618 and a quarter as the low, and the high was 618 flat. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So this high here that we created was a tick below this low. So you got to watch out for that. And I understood that. So on the 5-minute though, it does show it clear. But then when we got here, I saw the price. Let me open up a little bit. So then when the price popped up, all right, came down, retraced back up into that wick. Beautiful. Look at the body sitting at the sitting at the opening range gap. That's that orange line in the background. I know I need to probably change that color. But all right. And then beautiful. Take that trade all the way down till we wipe out liquidity here. We get to this bottom 75%. Here's the problem with this gap, because you don't know if it's going to happen on your own schedule. We don't have no news today. They are shady. They're going to dangle that carrot. And sure enough, I had to sit through all this bullshit. But anyways, what was I looking at this like? Lower high. And then I was looking for what? A lower low. Right? So, but this is actually how the structure panned out. So it was like this. Came like this. See how this comes all the way up and wipes liquidity to the left? That's a lower high. Then it makes a lower low. See, this low right here does not break that low. So this one does though. So that's a lower low. Then it comes up, wipes liquidity to the left. That's your lower high. And then guess what here? Doesn't take out liquidity. Wait, I can't see that. I think that does, doesn't it? No, it does not. I don't. Anyways, so it does not take out the liquidity. Boom. This is where we get it. That's why holding this trade was sucked. But let me see. Let me move this up. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did take that. Okay, so that's what I figured. Where am I at here? So so really it was like this. Let me just add to it. This is how I make videos long. I don't know why I keep doing that. And then this comes up. All right, that's a lower high. That's a lower low. See that? That's the finish of it. So, and what are we doing? We're inching our way down, and of course, you expect the candle to be closed lower today because you're not getting that big pump, right? So again, I'm looking for a dump and a pump. So this is my dump, and this could have been a pump and been done. I don't need to be waiting for all this bullshit. But I couldn't. I didn't feel comfortable taking this trade, even though I had a signal here. We're just dangling way too close to this, and I'm not doing that. So I decided to elect, instead of just taking this sell and then do nothing, I decided to take then this sell. So it was two sells, but sell, buy, sell, and then after we mosey our way down here and finish this area, then it's a buy. But in a typical day, this would have been like sell and then buy. That's it. It's very, very, very simple. Either we break through, because I know I am still bullish. But anyways, as you see, we bust below here. You can see on that 940, what was that candle? What was that? 941. You can see that. Well, look at the bodies just opening right there. I wanted to see that when I was in this sell here. I'm wanting to see that type of price action. Beautiful. Look at the way it opens. You can see that, right? And then then it blows through, and then finally it takes forever to get down here. And then my goal was I was done at 130. I got out right here at this 115 because I wanted to hit this pool. Plus, I wanted to hit the 3/4. Now, the thing is that you're like, well, why did you get out here if you know if we're gonna come here? Well, because look how they fucking did it. First of all, I didn't want to wait for the rest of the day because they could, or they might not even do it today. They might have did it tomorrow. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to find out. And they could dangle this for a month. You never know. I've been there and done that. But look how they did it here. Look when they did it. When they did this shit at 355. I knew they were going to do it. I fucking knew it. I was sitting here all day like, you bastards. Just keep going slow. Slowly drip it, man. But that's very ugly price action. But this was beautiful. I mean, this was gorgeous right here. I mean, this was just like, oh my God, this is going to get fucking easier, bro. But where are we here? We're also at the top 75%. Look at the 4 hour here. Now, this is super game. Look at the 4 hour here. Look at on Friday, before today. But look at Friday. Look at Friday, how we came up. And then why did we slam back down all the way like that? Well, number one, because we want to take out liquidity to the left for all those buyers. But it's also the end of the week. So you're going to expect that wick of the week on top, right? So that's that sell. But look at the bodies. Look at the bodies sitting and closing and opening on that top 75% or whatever, however you want to describe it. But if you look on today's price action, where we are like this in this area, look where this little reverse pattern is happening. It's happening right. Look at this candle right here. This 921. It's literally opening, literally on that level with no wick. I mean, like, you might think, oh, you could drag a line and you'll see so many, but no, man, this is not. You can see it. You can see it. Anyways, wow, I know I've talked way too much. 18 minutes. Okay, so we have where are we at here? So here you get a divergence here with NAS. You have lower lows here. All right, and then you had higher lows with Dow and S&P. That was what this beautiful buy was. That's why I wanted to buy it, but I don't allow myself to do that with a fucking gap just sitting right there. But and then while we were at 930 here, we already had lower. Let me change this. This should be. Let me just do it like this. We had lower highs with S&P here. See, lower highs. And then here with NAS as well, right? See that? Lower highs. And that's how I also got into this trade here. And then we had higher highs with with Dow, sorry. All right, so that explains the sell here. And then that buy that I did not take, that explains that. And then when we were up here, and then I'd take this trade as well. Remember when we were up here? I got a higher high here with NAS. And then I have a lower high here with S&P. And then obviously higher highs with Dow. But that right there is what was the catalyst to say, okay, let's get into this trade again. No problem. Because also Take a look of, well, before I even get to that mountain, you can see over here. Look at this. On the 5 minute was that on the 5 minute? No, it was not. That was another day. Here you can see we get this little mountain here, and then this little mountain here. But look, see that? First of all, it's after 9 o'clock, so that's when I want to be interested. I don't want to be the 8:50 to 9. So it depends where the price action is, but I prefer to wait till 9. That's the sweet spot, 9 to 9:30 in general speaking. But you can see this 9 o'clock on the head. But you can see we have a divergence going on right here. So this high right here is going to be this high up here, right? And then guess what happens? The price on the 1 minute, you see it comes down underneath and it comes on below. See that? See it kind of stops right here. Well, this is a very high signature of like, okay, cool. This is going to be acting as that sell. And then guess what the price does? It does now come. Look at the oversold here. The oversold is only right here. And they're trying to, they're probably trying to get people out. But what you do is you want to wait till you see a divergence. Like you see here, you can see that this is a lower low on the price action. And then on the indicator here, you got the higher low right here. See that? Now, if you were caught in something like, well, first of all, that the opening range center, 50% is sitting here too. So I'm already holding for that. But right here, this is where this was a good buy, but not for a day like today. You can see the higher low right there. See that? Beautiful, man. So and then back to over here, same idea. See, so we had this high here, which is this high. I took this, but I was impatient. But it was still a good trade in my opinion. Then the price went above here, and you can see we have a lower high here. So beautiful. That's another. Like if you bought this out, that's a good way to get out. I mean, but you tapping into this this bearish imbalance. I mean, you're coming up because they not only do they want to take out this swing high right here, because for the people that got in to here, but they also want to balance the price, right? And they're anyone who blew through the midnight level, it's referencing all that. It's all in the same speaking. Anyways, yeah, I think I've talked way too much, and dollar, whatever, just consolidating in a way, kind of finding its little center there. I don't know, man. With everything going on, and can't even fit all this on a screen anymore. We'll see what happens, but I'm still bullish, especially with this stuff going on with the elections. But here you can see another. Well, they also gapped as well, and they came lower. So hey, does this look like a floor? Kinda, but this is a much deeper retracement. And look at Nas. Nas is still lower. So I don't know, man. This is becoming uncertain, but we'll see what happens. But they did push all the way back up. This is kind of big bearish order flow. I mean, this is pretty clean, dude. Like. Oh, this is Dow. Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was on S&P real quick. Yeah, this is Dow. Oh, that's typical in a way for Dow. But I don't know, man. It's kind of deep. And they're coming too deep in their ranges now. Like from this low to this high. That's pretty deep. So that doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. That's for sure. So, yeah, that sucks too. That price action sucks. But their gap's still empty. So this party ain't over. If it's bullish, I mean, you're gonna see probably the low of maybe on Tuesday then, possibly Wednesday like it was last week. But I don't know, man. I doubt it. But we need a body closure here. We need some type of body to be closed below. So I don't know if they want to get this easy liquidity here. S&P looks pretty normal. But Dow looks a little strange. Just talking out loud here. And then, yeah, that's fucking, they didn't even, I'd be, that would suck, dude. Like, that's why I don't trade S&P. Because they're just not as clean, man. Yeah, it's a cleaner average, but it's just like, look at this. When Nas is so, like, volatile and moves in bigger ranges, that requires them to move faster. And they have to get somewhere where they're trying to go. And S&P's in no hurry. You see what I'm saying? And then obviously Dow is just psycho. But look at this. Still haven't touched this. They have an overlapping gap. They're gonna come in the overnight. You'll probably find your ass down here, and then we'll probably try to buy up depending on where the close. If the opening range, if we close here, well, we did close here, so it's not if we did close here. So, and then if we find ourselves down here, then it's gonna push me back up. So I'm gonna look for maybe a pump and a dump, or it's gonna be we're just gonna come down a little more for that dump first to wipe out any liquidity and then pump back up. Very simple day tomorrow. I don't know what else I could say. And then it's non-farm payroll, obviously. So Friday, as you know, the best trading is going to be the Monday today and Tuesday, and then Wednesday by the morning you want to kind of lay off of it. If you do find something on Thursday and Friday, I mean, hey, but the best, supposed to be the best price action is today and tomorrow, but we still need a body below these. Well, as you see, we're doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're not there yet still. No. But yeah, man, still bullish though. So I feel like I'm forgetting some. Oh, there you go. And Nvidia is looking a little suspect, but so Nvidia they gapped up here. They trying to wipe out some of those sellers who were in from Friday, and then they slammed back down, and that's kind of like how we came down as well. We had a nice little. Let me zoom in. We had a nice little gap right there. See that gap? So they're coming with the bodies here. See that? See that? That's what they're doing. So where does this go from here? I mean, it's possible that they leave this imbalance here on Nvidia, and then they shoot down for some more liquidity here. See here? See this gap right here? I'm gonna draw it. This tells me that like Tuesday was probably gonna be like a dump first, for sure, and then excuse me, let me drag this out. I'm just gonna drag this out. This price action right here has a nice gap, no overlapping. It's literally voided of price action, so we might get a nice little push down, man. We'll see. I don't know if they're coming for that, dude, but that would explain us to get a low of Tuesday or Wednesday for the week. All right, and another 27-minute video. So, I know I'm forgetting something, and look how the price finally came to the 3 to 3.5. The motherfucker, dude. Like, it's crazy. I just couldn't hold any longer. I was exhausted. I want to go to lunch. It was like 1 something. I was like, fuck this. Got out right here. Right when they swept this shit. But am I missing something, man? I don't know. You guys take care and God bless.